mile for men. You saw the records right there. A good field coming up, including that man.
Bobby, he's come together. Michael Stember, Jr., Stanford University. This man, this race is loaded with America's future. Either this coming Olympiad or the next one. You're looking at Brian Berryhill, just a sophomore at Colorado State. Bernard Lagat is also in that milieu, if you will. When he graduates from Washington State, he's a junior, and he is from Kenya, and he is really something to see.
As you mentioned, it's a loaded field. Lagat won the LA Invitational here on ESPN, a part of the Golden Spike Tour in U.S. track and field earlier this year. Clyde Colensmo from South Africa, the WAC champion from Southern Methodist, Stember from Stanford, Seneca Lassiter, SEC champion. The list goes on and on.
Wonderful, wonderful young talented race. We saw examples of this when the young 21-year-old South African who is at SMU, Clyde Colenso, towed the field in the heats yesterday and had 4 people led by himself across the finish line in under 4 minutes to just get into the final. It was amazing. And Colenso, who looks more like a bouncer compared to the rest of these guys, he's 6'2", 165 pounds, and there you see the relatively tiny Bernard Lagat hanging on for second place like his little brother. Look at the size of the two of them. One looks like a Clydesdale out there. By comparison, Milers are lean and slender, and Colenso is huge by comparison, and he's doing what he did yesterday, namely fast-paced, towing the field by, and the rest of the field is out there just kind of hanging around.
Now, this is interesting because Lagat is also entered in the men's 3,000 meters. He's going to try to double over the distances, so he wants a slow pace early on, I'm guessing. Look at him hanging back in second place. Colenso went out in the heats at 57.3.
Here he is under 59 seconds, right at 59 seconds for the first 440 yards. Michael Stember in 4th place ran 3:58 plus yesterday, 24 hours ago. Followed it up with 3/4 of a mile on the distance medley for Stanford and ran 2:53, brought the baton home first on the first leg. And now within almost 28 hours or so, coming back to try and run a sub 4-minute mile again. Just amazing efforts here at the top levels of collegiate track and field. Seneca Lassiter now in 3rd. Berryhill, who was an interesting story, a 400-meter/800-meter runner in high school with limited running in Oregon, was also his high school's quarterback. And now he's focused on track and field and went down to New Zealand just a month and a half ago and ran 3:56 for the mile. He has just turned 20 years of age. Great young talent. We'll be talking about these athletes in the near future.
Berryhill also ran a couple of 1:47 800-meter races, all of it under his best previous performances. He is in great shape.
He's the man in green with the green shorts on there. Lassiter, who is another great American young talent, is in 3rd. Sub 4-minute miler, 2-time NCAA outdoor champion, 3rd here last year. Lagat looking very comfortable and just a tremendous talent. Ran 3:51 for the mile in Europe last summer.
They went through the half mile at 1:59, and now some jostling up front as Seneca Lassiter burst up to Colenso's shoulder.
There's Berryhill, number 78 on the outside, moving up also. Ryan Travis, another sub 4-minute miler at Arkansas, is in 4th. Lagat's in 5th. Here comes the finish. Boy, look at this talent just sifting its way right up into the lead.
They haven't lost anybody.
Sub 4-minute mile pace still being maintained here. Berryhill trying to force Lassiter, trying to keep him on the outside, and does. 3 minutes through the 3/4 mile mark.
Threatening to drop Travis and Colenso. Here comes Travis up to Lagat's shoulder with the aid of a little push from Colenso. Now Lagat shifts to the outside to follow Berryhill as Lassiter fades to 3rd.
Look at the move by Lagat, the ease with which he goes by. 500 yards to go.
Now he's going to have to try to maintain that pace. Keep in mind, this is off a sub 4-minute pace to begin with. Bernard Lagat, what was I saying about a tactical race? He is flying with 200 meters to go.
Berryhill noted as a good finisher. Look at where Lagat has turned on them. Running beautifully. He's obviously the training went well this fall off his great 3:51 mile that he ran in Europe.
Keep in mind, this man is looking at a 3,000-meter race coming up barely an hour from now. Bernard Lagat, look at the clock. To the line he comes. He eases up. 3:55.66, missing the collegiate record by the tiniest fraction of a second.
Berryhill, on the back stretch with a lap and a half to go, tries to take the lead move, and Bernie Lagat realizes this is my time also. And look at the fluid, sharp strides as Berryhill closes in at the back end. If Lagat hadn't eased up, he might have been the new NCAA record holder. 6 athletes under 4 minutes for the mile, 4 of them